So much, Brandon, for coming to the ASV Limited Partner Reception. Welcome to Skinny Atlas. So tell us a little bit about what the experience was like moving to upstate New York from North Carolina.
Being from the South, you know, you're a little nervous to move. What's the winters like and things like that. But the thing that, you know, in my research and what I was explaining to my wife is this is a blue collar community, which I was raised in, and just felt like the people here are genuine and authentic, and that's the kind of organization I want to build. And the best way to do that is to bring players. If you're going to talk about being blue collar and earning everything, that's what this community is about. And you know, the 4+ years I've been here, it's been everything and then some.
So talk to us a little bit about how you look at the experience of recruiting talent, right? So if you were to look at the 3 or 4 traits that you think you're looking for someone who could be a leader, what would those be?
You know, you want people that are intrinsically motivated and competitive. You know, one of the things, you know, I have college scouts that don't work out of our building. They're staggered in various areas of the country, so I don't get to see them on a daily basis. So I have to know and trust that these people are out there grinding film, making all the visits to the schools, finding everything they can about the players that we want to recruit to Buffalo. And those are the type of people I want. People that they don't settle for, you know, average. They want to be the best of the best. And it's not only by their actions and the accolades that they've had, but it's by the people, who of the people that they've worked with or been around, and how have they dealt with adversity. And that's where you see people's true colors. We can all smile and be happy when we win on Sunday, but how are we going to deal with a loss and being honest with ourselves? Those are the type of characteristics that I look for in not only our players, but in our staff.
I appreciate that. And once you find people who have those criteria, you're dealing with some of the most talented people in the entire sports world. They can move to Miami, they can go to Los Angeles or to Dallas or numerous other cities. You know, what's your pitch to them about why they should join the Bills and move to Buffalo?
Yeah, because no matter whether they're a player or if it's someone on my staff, I'm looking for people that want to grow and people that don't want to just settle for, I want to be, you know, the third trainer, or I want to be just an assistant coach. I want coaches that want to be a coordinator or a head coach. I want trainers that want to be the head trainer. I want scouts that want to grow to a GM or be the head of personnel. And so it's very important for me to show them as I meet with them how I'm going to grow them. These are the things that I'm going to give you, and in 3, 4, 5 years, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to give them examples of people that I have grown, whether it was in Carolina, that have now risen to this level, and basically giving them a roadmap to how they can reach, whether it's my seat, Sean McDermott's seat, or someone else on our staff.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. And maybe could you talk just briefly about the idea of discovering talent? So I know we've talked already about people like Josh Allen and Stefon Diggs. You know, what is it that gives you the ability to see things in this type of talent that other people don't see when they're not a proven star yet?
Yeah, sometimes you have to look at their environment. You can see that they have, you know, let's just use Stefon Diggs, you know, who was in Minnesota, who was a good player last year, had a career year. It wasn't that he was a bad player in Minnesota. It was just, for whatever reason, it wasn't clicking. And maybe there's some things that Steph could have done. Maybe there's some things that the organization. So whether it's a player in college or a player on another team, we're looking for players that we think maybe they have untapped potential. And maybe it's not anything, a skill set we have to teach them on the field. Maybe it's getting them in our environment and letting them be a leader. Maybe they've not been a captain, but they haven't had that chance to lead. And when you give them that chance to do that, they blossom and grow even bigger.
That's so much. Well, thank you, sir. So let's make last questions. Maybe we can talk just about, just the, betting on underdogs. I guess like you've talked about, people like Stefan Diggs and even Josh Allen, they weren't, necessarily known to be the kind of the stars that they ultimately came, right? But I know your own story, like when you decided to ultimately become a GM, or before that, before you were at the Panthers, right? You always had this incredible desire to be in the sports management world, and you yourself have your own underdog story.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I did was I tried to immerse myself. While I was growing in football operations, I tried to talk to personnel people and scouts and learn what they're looking for players. I tried to learn from our equipment manager what he has to deal with, what our video staff, because at one day, which I got that opportunity in 2008 to become a director of football operations, I was leading those people. And if you've never heard from them or worked with them or lived their troubles, you won't respect the pains of their job. And I've always thought that it's very important to know anyone that you're leading, and maybe you haven't exactly walked in their shoes, but at least learned the positives, the negatives, and some of the things, the challenges of each of their jobs. Again, if you've never walked in their shoes, it's hard for you to truly understand what they may face in that department.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, thank you so much, Brandon. It was such a pleasure to have you today in our ASV LP reception. We're so thrilled for you, and go Bills. We're so excited for what you've done for the region. So thank you so much.
Thank you as well.